Hello to all of you around the world, wherever you may be, and it is with real regret and of great sadness to share the news. So therefore the news is going to be very, very sad, everybody. It's very sad, my friends and followers, wherever you may be. It was just informed this morning from Trevor Colt, MC, that Graham the Baron Hesketh has sadly died recently in a hospital where he was readmitted to after he got discharged within days. He was aged 63. His dearly loved wife Fiona, aka Avid Gardener, was at his bedside and stayed at his bedside right up until the end, and his family was with him at the time of his death. It was heartbreaking when the news came out from Trevor, but I really thank Trevor for being a brave man, for informing the news regarding the loss of Graham. Graham, I never met him, but I felt as though I knew Graham longer than nearly 2 years, because we first encountered one another back in May of 2023, shortly after His Majesty the King's coronation. And it was only within months later I encountered the wholesome, warm confines of his and Fiona's content. And the moment I went there, I immediately felt like a part of a group. And I've stayed with the group and stayed with the group for the rest of Graham's nearly 2 remaining years before he died. As a result of Graham, when I encountered his content, I was introduced to a wide variety of wonderful new friends, and some of which I'm even personally in contact with, even outside of YouTube. You know, and many supporters and subscribed friends and following supporters of mine have supported me well, but Graham, when he first encountered me, I don't think any subscribed supporter or follower could have taken me under their wing more than, say, Graham did. He really took me under his wing so, warm-heartedly, so wonderfully. It's just something I'm never going to forget. My time. I'm never going to forget those moments. You know, and how supportively entrenched kindness is valuable beyond words, enormously to so describe it. And the content, the moment I entered this content, it was a live stream on the first Friday of September. Honestly, I couldn't have encountered a more wholesome and more wonderful community like Graham and Fiona's. You know, we all had chats together, we shared our opinions about certain topics of the matter, you know. And then, surprised me as it might, when I least expected it, Graham recommended my content shortly before the live was over. It was on their boat in Gibraltar. And then, within a couple of days later, Fiona ended up recommending my content. And then I ended up having a huge barrage of new subscribers when I least expected it. And they were all saying things like, I've came here because of Fiona. I was like, oh, hello, I came here because of Fiona. So nice, you know. Wonderful, wonderful support when I least expected it, you know. Oh, and, you know, and what was most interesting about Graham himself was some of the stories he would share back about his army days. Even though he only served 3 years, I still have huge respect for anybody who serves in the armed forces, no matter how short or how long a time they spent in it. And other interesting stories regarding history or political history or societal history, whenever Graham was talking about it, he did it in such an innately interesting way that it was easy to relate to when he did it. And his wholesome family content, whenever it was him and Fiona doing videos together, whether it was going out for a meal, going out for a drink, or just sitting in their living room with their marvellous cat, just talking away. and then getting it released online, and then we all watched, tuned in, and shared our thoughts on this, and then shared our reviews, what have you. And sometimes with the occasional content of Lady Faith, Braden, Master Braden, and Benji. Quite an expert on motorcycles, I must admit. They were just the days, they were wonderful times. And then of course, we followed through his first cancer ordeal, which he beat the first time, but then he got another cancer ordeal, which was this time terminal, and now this time it's the cancer he's got has claimed his life. Cancer is nobody's friend. Cancer is a real, forthright, outright enemy. Graham left our world too early and too soon. It goes to show we may all die at any age, and of course we must make the most of however long we've got to happily roam free on planet Earth. Graham is a friend who I'm going to remember, who had incredibly wonderful values, profound dignity, and really just his innate down-to-earth spirit is something I'm never going to forget. And his support and standing up towards those who fell victim to trolling attacks, as he and Fiona fell victim to such disgustingly awful atrocities. Honestly, Graham, he is the epitome of a true friend. He was the epitome of a true friend. And the epitome of a man capable of being able to create a lasting bonds and a lasting friendship with oneself in a way that was just extremely valuable, to the point where it has this captivated, touching essences to it, what have you. That is certainly how I would regard this wonderful man. And his wonderful Fiona, strong as she is. Every strong person, as Trevor really rightly said, we all have our breaking points. May we take the time to remember our wonderful man, our remarkably wonderful man, Graham, the Baron Hesketh. My thoughts certainly are all our thoughts with Fiona, Lady Faith, Master Braden, and Ben. Quite the adventurous Benji, in fact, who has the affinity towards motorcycles, and his brother Michael, aka Mick, who has the affinity towards antiques, as we know. My thoughts are with Graham's family, and certainly Fiona and his children, and even his other children from his previous marriage prior to Fiona. You know, and may we, you know, and my thoughts will be with Fiona and all of Graham's family at the time of Graham's funeral tomorrow. And one thing I would say is, thank you, Graham. Thank you for your service when you served in the armed forces. And thank you for being a true friend to all of us and representing a wonderfully wholesome community that you were so brilliantly capable of doing. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Beyond words to so describe this man. He departed us too soon. I couldn't thank this man enough for what he did. And for all of us, and the Christmas live streams. Just how incredibly thoughtful of him and Fiona to do Christmas live streams for those who are going to be lonely for Christmas on a certain year, in the absence of Yankee Wally, and his and Fiona's support towards lovely Yankee Wally was just incredible, truly incredible, and the support and the way they stood up for this poor lady who got bullied and trolled so much to the point where it half destroyed her. He's certainly going to be well known and well regarded for standing up to a lady, both of them being standing up for a lady who was half destroyed to the point after receiving such trolling to excess, And despite the trolling to excess him and Fiona faced, it never stopped them being who they were, and they just remarkably fought through. One thing I'd say is, thank you, Graham. Goodbye. And may your God go with you. The wonderful God now awaits your presence. Whilst we're still here down on earth, whilst you're up in the heaven of gods, you will always be fondly remembered and lovingly remembered by all of us. And that was his catchphrase, goodbye, and may your God go with you. You'll never be forgotten. The news is awfully sad. I'm so sorry, my friends. Thank you all for watching. And I'm so sorry if this was too painful.